Hello, I'm so excited to be here today in live with Brocha Kahan from Manchester. She is a music teacher and a coach, and super, super exciting to hear what she has to say about how to balance life as a Jewish entrepreneur and a mother. And let me see if she's here. Yeah, here she is. Getting the hang of this live
There, hello.
Instagram. Hey,
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 Brocha.
how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm so excited to do this, and it's just such an amazing topic. It's so close to my heart,
I
this
think
topic.
it's
It
so
just,
important.
yeah, it's such a powerful topic. Like, that's
You
not
know, there's
talked about
something.
enough.
Sorry?
It's not talked about enough, so I'm glad we're talking about it.
Yeah, I'm really into finding balance, not only with food, even if I'm a nutrition health coach, but finding a
Yeah,
balance and feeling good with yourself is actually everything that's outside your plate as well. So, as a business
exactly.
entrepreneur, and being a mother and having a family, we
Yeah.
need to balance it all. And being out
Oh,
there on
yes.
social media is not easy, right?
No.
So I'm loving these interviews with all of you guys because it shows different aspects. Everybody is so different. Everybody has a different life, a different dynamic at home, and a different business. So it's super interesting
Yeah.
to hear everybody's view. And I would love you to give us your approach, how you balance everything, how. So maybe tell us a little bit about what you do. I was giving an introduction before you came in, saying that you're a music teacher and a coach. You live in Manchester.
Hmm.
So tell us a little
Yeah.
bit more.
So what I do is, what's interesting is that everything that I'm doing now is because I've structured it in this way so I can have balance, because I used to, so basically I started just teaching normal lessons. So I was just teaching lots of like one-to-one piano lessons. And then once I had my second baby, I just knew that it wasn't sustainable. So I launched my piano course, and I've been teaching piano that way through my piano course. Like, not one-to-one lessons anymore, just that way. And then it also, once the baby got a bit older, then I found that creating tons of piano content was still a bit difficult with the baby, because I have to video, and piano content I find is it's received better when it's video instead of like just like regular social media posts with writing. So I love writing, so I wanted to find a way to still continue on social media with doing less videos. So that's when I started doing, because and I also had loads of music teachers and loads of people asking me how I did what I did, basically how I grew my online music studio and how I did my course. So then I also help other music teachers with their social media. So,
Yeah, I
and
think
this
that
all happened because of my baby and, trying to find that balance while doing what I love.
I got your book that you gave out, like the music book for Hanukkah with
Yeah,
the USA. And when I opened it, I was like, wow, this is not a regular way of like playing music. I was actually expecting like music notes and everything, and it was just
yeah,
completely a different approach, which makes it so much easier for people to actually get on front of that piano and play music, right?
yeah,
So
that's what I'm all about, because like, again, once I had my kids, I just didn't have time to really like play the more complicated music, even though I love doing that, and now I've gotten back a bit into it. Just wanted a way of playing piano that really just made it easier, faster, so it can fit in your life, and you can get like all the benefits of playing, even if you don't have tons of time in the day to do that, right? So that's why
right.
everything, even though I taught a lot of classical music one-to-one, but now like all my online products, so like my course and the book, it's all geared so that people can just take a bit of time in the day, maybe watch some of my videos. I will use the book and just play piano without having to like learn everything and know all the things, and they can just literally sit down and play. And also, that's the best way to learn piano, is instead of just learning all the concepts slowly, but just actually going in and playing, because that's how your fingers start recognizing
Yeah.
what you're doing, and you get the muscle memory, which is really the most important thing of it all. So yeah, I'm glad that you like the book and that you got it, so thanks for that.
But tell me something, like building this course and making this balance, or finding this balance between being a mommy and having your business, was also kind of challenging, because you couldn't just build this business overnight. So you still had a
Oh
small baby
yeah,
at home and a toddler. So what was the most challenging, and
it
finding the
was
balance
so
within
difficult.
the building the course?
It was so difficult. Like, it's really not talked about enough, and it was really difficult. Like, I'm so glad I'm past that, and because I just launched my course because I still wanted to teach without just doing lessons, but at the same time I couldn't really be present on social media. I couldn't practice. I hadn't been able to practice properly for a couple of years because, since having my older kid as well, it's just been busy. And then I was, teaching and looking after the kids. I didn't have much time to practice. So I felt like so much pressure to show up on social media, to like sell my course and to show people what I can do. And but at this, I couldn't. I was like holding my baby all day long. So that's when I kind of, I had to make the decision to step back a bit from that, because it just wasn't possible with a baby, and go for more writing kind of business, which is more like writing content instead of video content. But now that the baby's older, I have been able to get back into it, and it's been going really, really well. But I'm really grateful for social media, because it gave me the opportunity. It gives me the opportunity to pivot and to do the things that work best for my family. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, you know
I
what?
know
It was
what
so
you mean.
difficult,
On the
and it's
other
not talked
hand,
about now.
I know what you mean. On
Sorry.
the other hand, I find social media keeps changing all the time, and it's so,
Yeah.
you always have new features, and it's so time
Mhm.
consuming. I mean, I
Yeah.
find it, how you manage, but for me to make a reel and take 40 minutes to edit and this
Yeah.
and that, it's just too much. My kids are a bit older than yours, so they need more help with their homework, and they come at late,
Yeah.
like everybody at a different time. So like that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to find their own balance. So you had to take some time off
Exactly.
social media, and now you can be back on
Yeah.
it. Whereas I am on social media, but I cannot be so much on it, because I know my kids need me differently, right? You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
It's really, really about finding a balance, and that's why I've actually managed to grow a successful online business even without having a lot of followers, because I put my attention. I don't focus on spending hours a day trying to get lots of followers. I like creating, like, I really like just genuinely connecting with people, and then these people, sometimes they buy, sometimes they don't. But it's not that social media is like, it's just a tool in my business, and it's a really nice way to connect, but it's very, very, very powerful. But like it does have to, like it I I'm not doing that on it as much as I could be, let's say, because I know that with all my, with all the things going on with my kids and my commitments, I don't really have the time to do that, right? So I do it in a way that works for me, while while doing the best I can. But I don't push myself to like, get thousands of followers and be this whole, because I know that's not what's necessarily needed.
No, it's better to
Yeah,
have like good followers that like your content and like you for who you are, than trying to
exactly.
get 10,000 followers just because of the number. So I know the people that are
Exactly.
following me because people that want to follow me and that like what I'm delivering.
Exactly.
And I've made really great connections through social media also. I have
Yeah.
virtual friends everywhere,
Yeah,
you know,
I've
and
met so many amazing people. Like even you, we met through
yeah,
Instagram. Like definitely, that's the only way we know each other.
right.
And it
So,
feels like we've been friends for ages. Do you know what I mean?
and it's a true connection, you know, it's not like trying to sell
Exactly.
or, you know, it's really, if you need me, you know
That's
where I am. If I need something from you, I know where you are. And
exactly. It's really about, yeah, like it's really about building a community, and it's I love being able to connect with people that way. Like sometimes I wish I could
you're
do
getting lost.
more on this account, right? But it's
I'm
just,
losing you.
you know, whoops, there we go. But yeah, it's a what, like I feel like it's made as if it's like a really bad thing, but it's it's really a beautiful thing when done right. It's really such a nice way to
Yes,
connect with people and get to know people. People get to know you, get to help people, and give content that helps them.
absolutely. And I think it's also trying to find that balance also within. So there is like the business, the family, and the social media, because that's
Exactly.
a
So
different pillar. And it's saying
yeah,
no to social media when you have different responsibilities. You know, when it's Pesach is coming up,
exactly.
we'll probably shut down for a few weeks, and you know,
Hmm.
Tishrei comes, so we're not available. But that's okay. There's no pressure because we're trying to find the balance and trying to put the emphasis where we need to, right?
Exactly.
And
It's really all about the balance. Exactly. And um,
yeah,
like there's ways that you can be on social media without going crazy about it, and at the same time, getting to know more people and like building more of a community, but without running after numbers, or making as if this is like the end or be all, your Instagram account, even though like my Instagram account is something that's really integral to what I do because I teach online, right? I also know that it's just one part of it. It's not the end or be all. It's one part of it. So I'm not going to like run after. It's not that you have that, like, when you use social media, you either have to have 10,000 followers, or like it's not a good social media thing. Like
right.
it can
Well,
be so much fun.
10,000. Some people have 10,000 followers, but they're not even real. So
Exactly, or they're like not connected at all. So,
absolutely. So
and for
yeah.
me, like I feel so connected to like all my followers. Like I really, it's so nice. It's so nice to have like this like virtual community, but even though it's virtual, I know it's real people behind it, and we're just connected in some sort of way. Like, if they're just tapping through my stories or they read my posts, I just think it's a beautiful, it's artistic expression. It's
Do
a
you
way.
feel do you feel sometimes under pressure that you need to go according to the new features and do what everybody else is doing? I mean, I am not into pointing all these things in the reels. That's nothing for me. You will never see me do that. But for
Yeah,
some
so
people that works. So it's not
it
because
definitely.
everybody else is doing that, I need to do it too.
So
I
I
mean, that's how
definitely
I
do
feel.
feel the pressure, but what I like doing more is I like, seeing what my audience like the most.
Okay.
So that's how I definitely feel the pressure, but I try to push myself to do it, but at the same time, I won't drive myself crazy to do it. So I definitely do it when I can. But yeah, you don't need to follow anyone, you don't need to follow anyone else's rules, kind of.
No, for sure
It's
not.
I really think of it as artistry. It gets to be your art, your way of creating content and connecting with people. Like social media really is my expression. I mean, one of my expression, because obviously playing piano is as well, and different things as well. But yeah, like you can, like, I find that once you take this pressure off, that's when you can really enjoy it, and you can while having other things going on. You know what I mean? While looking after
Yeah.
your family, while you have your work commitments, all these different things. So do it in your
I mean,
way, in a way that feels good.
show, running a business and running a
Exactly.
family. It's not like,
exactly. It's
we don't
like,
have a big team doing everything for us.
yeah, like one of these things about social media is that like all the social media gurus kind of thing, and they're like young kids that don't have these responsibilities, so they can spend hours on day. So you don't need to follow all their advice and rules. Do you know what I mean?
For sure not.
You have to you do it in the way that works for you, for your business, for your family, for your time, for your energy, for your artistry. So yeah, like, but
And
it's really
is there anything that you're still struggling to find a balance within, like, the whole business, family, social media, and life?
so I do want to get back to posting more posts here because it's something I really enjoy. I just sometimes feel like I've got so much going on, it's hard to do that. But at the same time, I really enjoy doing that. So that's something I'm still trying to find a balance with, like getting more content out here on this account. Um, and because yeah, that's what I'd say. It's always a struggle for balance, but I do feel this year, I do feel that I'm very balanced place though, because this whole year, everything I've been doing has been to get that balance between everything. So,
Amazing. That's
and it's
amazing.
paid off because I am at that place now. Do you know what I mean?
Amazing. And I mean, I know you're not only on Instagram, you're also on Facebook, and and that's also, like, I decided I'm a bit on Facebook, but that's not my focus. I rather
Yeah,
focus on one platform, and then otherwise it
yeah,
becomes very overwhelming, right? Even if you
yeah,
post the same content, but somehow being there, being here, answering there, it's just too much for
yeah.
some,
So
for me.
yeah, so that's really good that you know that about yourself, and then you're focusing on Instagram. Like, that's really good that you're able to recognize that. Do you know what I mean? Like, for me necessarily, I don't find Facebook so hard. Like, and also I do focus more on Instagram, but yeah, I mean, Facebook works really well for me as well, and um it's yeah, so and I find that sometimes if I'm on Facebook a bit more, it means I'm still connecting with people even without doing loads of content. So it's just finding that balance with.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, like I mentioned, my kids are also older, so I removed, besides Instagram, but I did remove all social media platforms from my phone, from my mobile. So I'm also not tempted to be there all the
That's really
time,
good.
because
Yeah,
then my kids see it and they also want to, and I don't want that. I want to make like a separation between
yeah.
being with the kids and being on the phone,
So
because that can be
that's
very,
really
very.
good. Yeah, so I usually like put my phone away basically when the kids are home. And but then I'll just every so often just check it to make sure there's no messages or whatever, like not social media messages kind of.
Yeah.
But I think that is something I want to do though. I have kind of been thinking about doing that because that's also a really, really good way
It
to
takes
get that
time. Once you
balance.
do it, you feel good about it.
Yeah, it does take that
Uh,
decision, but that's
yes,
really good because like you're not like half on it the whole day. Like when you're on it, and you can focus on it, and you can chat with people, you can connect with people, you can do
right.
posts, and you can comment on other people's, and just do that kind of thing. But then when you're not on it, you're not like checking it every 2 minutes.
Exactly. And
While
you're
you're with
kind
the
of,
kids.
when you're on it, you're just dedicating the time for that, and
Yeah,
then you move on. And
yeah,
that's where, for me, that's what worked for me, and to
yeah,
find the balance
that's really good. Yeah, you know what,
social
like
media.
it's definitely something I want to do. For now, I find it's working to just
Sure,
put my phone all
sure.
together, but that's definitely something I want to do to have, because now when I do just check my phone to see the message, obviously I see all the social media things. So I'm like, okay, I try not
You
to
get
look at it,
distracted. Yeah,
but it's distracting. So yeah, you know
yeah,
what, like it's always a good reminder to do that. Do you know what I mean?
absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. But this is really amazing that you could really find a balance in the last year, and that you have your
Mhm.
course in place and everything works well for
Yeah.
you. But so I'm really grateful for you to be able to join this live and to share
Yeah,
that with everybody.
thanks so
What would
much.
be one advice you would give other Jewish business women out there that are on social media, have small kids at home, have a Jewish household,
Mhm.
and what kind of tip would you give them?
My tip is that you really just have to do what's right for you. Like, you don't need to follow everyone's rules because you know best what you can give your community, like your virtual community, or your like or your students or your clients or whatever you have. You know best how you can serve them, and you know best what's going on with your home situation, and you really know what you do need to do to find a balance. So don't try to follow everyone's rules, and you have to do this and you have to do that in that order and that amount of years and that amount of this and that. Like, you know best. So do what's best for you, for your family, and for your people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks. That's
And then
great.
things will
Thanks for
take
that.
care of themselves.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%. Thanks so much,
Yeah.
Brocha. Really
Thank you
grateful.
so
Thank
much.
you. Thanks
Such
so
an
much.
amazing topic. Like, I
Yeah.
really appreciate doing this
Yeah.
because it's just so important. Like,
But just keep it in mind going forward. I mean, you have it already, but life happens, kids get
yeah,
older, things, and you always need to find that balance. And again,
yeah,
it's not only what you eat, not only with the business, it's not only with the kids, it's the overall balance of your life to feel good with.
100%. And it is something I'm very, very aware of because I know what happens when I'm not in balance. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know what happens when burnout or something like that. So it's something like literally every day I'm like always like adjusting and looking at what I'm doing. How can I how can I make this more balanced for me? Because I know that it's like just not talked about enough. Like how
And it's also
insane
saying
it
no
is.
sometimes. No, I can't do that. It's fine,
Yeah, you
or
just have to say no to things. Saying no to things is so important, and it's just insane, like juggling business, family, and social media. And I absolutely love my business. Like, I'm never gonna want to stop it. You know what I mean? I absolutely love it, and I absolutely love social media. But the balance is a lot, so you really have to do it in the way that works for you. Do you know what I mean? And you can constantly adjust and um,
right. So let's catch up sometime next year again, see where you're at.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure people will wanna know because this is the situation today. And like I said, life happens.
yeah, totally, for sure.
So really,
Yeah. Well, thanks
thanks
so
so
much
much
for
for
having
joining,
me. Yeah.
and Beatzlacha with everything you do.
Thanks, you too.
And we'll be
We'll
in
be in
touch for
touch.
sure.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thanks
Thank
everyone for
you.
joining. See you.
Bye.